everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hope and this is Mission Keto, and this video is totally about books. My very first book talk video. A few weeks ago, maybe even longer. I mean, time is just like a blur in my head right now. I had asked you guys if you would be interested in me kind of once a month, maybe going over the books that I have read the past month, kind of tell you what I thought, give you like a rating, and then kind of let you know what I am going to be reading in the next month. To be read is what it's called. And I'm so new at this, so just bear with me. And you guys had an overwhelming response of, yes, I would like to see something like that. So I was pretty excited because it'll kind of help me keep reading also. I think it's really good for me and my mental health as well. So how did I get the inspiration to do these videos? Well, there is a fellow YouTuber that I've been following for quite some time, and it started out from planning. She did plan with me videos and stuff like that. And I haven't watched her videos in a while, but they started coming across my feed again, showing book talk. Like once a month she will do like what she read last month and then her to be read, and then if she has like any hauls, book hauls or things like that. And I was like, you know what, this is really cool. And I actually have read a couple of books that she has recommended, and it just got me going and I loved it. So I will link her channel down below. Her name is Kristen, and I think her business, she makes stickers now too, but her side job is also making stickers, and I think it's called The Gold Project. So I just really liked her way of doing a book review without giving spoilers and giving an honest review. So that's kind of where I'm at. So I'm gonna be doing that now. First of all, I would like to say that the books that I'm telling you that I have read are books that I have actually read. I'm going to say something very unpopular here, but for me personally, I don't think if you listen to a book, that counts as reading a book. Andy and I have talked about this. It's like two different senses. If you're listening to it, you're not reading it. So I don't think it should count as something that you have read if you have not physically read it. But anyways, I'm just playing around. That is my personal opinion. Like, I'll never listen to a book. It's just not one of my things. I like to sit, and I prefer a book in my hand. I do think the Kindle Unlimited, like reading books online, is just fine too. I think it's very convenient. I tried it for 3 months. I did 3 months of Kindle Unlimited for free, and I couldn't get into it. I need this. I'm a paper and pen girl. I'm old school. I still like magazines, and I want to look at a paper catalog. If I get a catalog, I don't want to do it online. Tell me if you're with me down below. No judgment either. We are always about having fun. I just had to say that because I just don't. No, it didn't count as reading. It counted as listening. So first we're going to tell you the books that I read for the month of October were 3 books. And I got to tell you, 3 books is pretty good considering everything that we've been through the past month. I cracked my head open and had to get 5 staples in my head. We did have a fire in the RV and lost it. In fact, today is the day it just got picked up. But we're still dealing with like insurance stuff. They still have to look at it and get their estimate done. And yeah, it's just been a very crazy few months, but I'm going to go from, my favorite one is going to be last. So the first book that I read is called Despite It All. It is part of the Astor Creek series by Molly Goines. It's actually number 3 in the series, but I actually met Molly, probably 3 weeks ago or so. She was at Barnes & Noble doing a book signing, and she said you can read them in any way form. It can stand alone. You don't have to read it in order. So I did. She suggested this one for me. Now, I liked this book. It was enjoyable. It was a little bit predictable, but it was a fun read. I gave it, what did I give it? A 3 out of 5. So my ratings are going to be 5-star or less, obviously. But it was 3, right? Yeah, 3 out of 5. It was good. Wasn't great. It's kind of like got a kind of a love at first sight kind of thing. And then there's a pregnancy involved for a one-night stand, and goes from there. That's all I'm gonna say. The part that probably intrigued me the most was that it was not a one-night stand. It was kind of the love at first sight thing, because Andy and I, while it wasn't love at first sight, we just knew when we met and started dating. 4 months later we were married. We just knew, you know what I mean? So that was kind of something that I liked about it, but a little bit predictable. There wasn't enough drama maybe for it. So that one was good, just not great. And then secondly, this one I read also. It's called Revenge of the Forgotten. It's by Danny Crooks, and it is part of the Cursed Gods series. It is book 1. I think this is the only book that she has written. She was also there that day when we were at Barnes & Noble, so I got this one signed as well. Pretty cool. They personalized it and everything. And I was just in that mindset. This is not my type of book at all, but I was in that mindset that they are there. They're promoting their, new book, and I wanted to help support them. So I did say, I'm going to read it. And it was just okay. I think I gave it, make sure I'm right, because yeah, a 2.5 out of 5. So I really liked, it was kind of in two different worlds. The girl would go to Earth, and then she would go through this portal and be out of Earth into this other world. When she was on Earth, I liked that part. It was more like realistic. I don't have to think too hard or picture too hard what's going on. The fantasy kind of thing with the dragons and fighting and wearing knives all in your pants and stuff is just not really my thing. So it was okay. If you're into that, I think you would like it though. It's just more not really something that I am into. So yeah, I gave that 2.5 out of 5. I do think it ended on a cliffhanger also, which kind of frustrated me because I thought I was going to get to, figure out what was going on. At least let me put closure to this, right? I didn't get closure. And I probably won't read the other ones, but she's a good writer. I think she was a good writer. And last but not least, I did give this one a 4 out of 5, which is really good. Kristen Hanna's The Nightingale. This was a very long book, but it was really good. This is something that I'm not used to either. It's like a historical fiction. It was giving a point of view. It was following two sisters and their journey of what happened to them during World War II in France, Paris, France, all over. And these two sisters could not be more opposite. But when you're dealing with some of the things that they dealt with in this book, it really brings out parts of you that you didn't know, your strengths and stuff. So I am not usually a historical junkie. Andy loves history and he loves learning about history, and I'm usually not into that, but this was really good. It really kind of gave me an idea of what people went through. It was very sad too, but very good also. This was my first Kristen Hanna book, and will not be my last. I will definitely read this again, but I really like that. And then it says soon to be a major motion picture. So I'm pretty excited about that too, because I will watch that. So 4 out of 5. So let me talk about my rating system and why I'm pretty hard on books, I think. Even though I love that, it still wasn't more than a 4 to me. So I started really reading about 10, 15 years ago, and I started with Colleen Hoover. And I know some people either love her or hate her. I love her. And I started with Hopeless, that book. That book destroyed me. I did not know what was coming in that book. And it was just amazing. I cried, I laughed. It was like a young adult romance kind of thing. And that was fun. But the storyline really broke me at the end, and that's what I want. I want to feel that way about every book. You know what I mean? Like, I wish I could read that book again for the first time. And I was so obsessed with Colleen Hoover at that time that we had these things called book bashes. Once a year, they would come to a place in Orlando, rent out a hotel, like a conference, and you're meeting these authors of all these books. And Colleen Hoover was there. I went 2 years in a row, kind of before pictures on your phone were really, really big, you know, because I don't have a picture of her. I can't believe it. But I have a ton of signed books from her, including Hopeless. It's in storage somewhere. And I just wish so much that I could read that book again for the first time and just experience it. I don't know why. It has very, very deep subject matters, so certain things trigger you. I don't want to give anything away, but if you're sensitive to certain things, it might not be for you. But I didn't know. I went into it completely blind, and it was amazing. So that's why I'm kind of hard on books. I really want to be moved by a book, and I just want it to, stick with me. I want to think about it forever. I want to talk about it with other people. So I did that, and I'm just very picky when it comes to that. So going into November, what am I going to read this month? Let's start. I'm going to try to read 4 books. But here is another one of the books that I just showed you from the Astor Creek series. This is number 1 in it. It's a little bit smaller. I picked this one up that same day. It was number 1 in the series. Haven't read it yet, so I'm going to get this one read. This one, I don't know. It's one of the girls in it is a sister to one of the girls in this one. So it's basically, the reason it can stand alone is because you're just probably finding their love story out. You probably hear about this person in there a little bit, but not enough to where it messes anything up. I haven't even read the back of it yet, but another cute little love story. I think that'll be pretty easy to get through. Kind of sad because I had probably about 4 or 5 books in the RV that did not get saved. So, and I'm bummed because 2 of them were Bridgerton books. I really love the Netflix show Bridgerton, which was made off of the books. And I had 2 of them. I had Queen Elizabeth, which is my favorite one. I read it and it's just like watching the show. And then I had the first one in the series, which was The Duke and I. And I had started it, but didn't finish it. I don't know why, because it was really good. But those are no good. So I've got to get those again, because I will be replacing those. So here is one of the books I'm going to be reading. This one I'm excited to try. Now, it is called The Last Letter from Your Lover. It says it's a Netflix film. I looked it up on Netflix, but I couldn't find it. It's by Jojo Moyes, #1 New York Times bestseller. It's kind of a time one. They go back and forth between 1960 and 2003. Let me know if you've read it down below. My friend Sarah Joy had given this to me because she was looking up books that were going to destroy me. And she thinks that this one will be that way from what she's read. But I'm telling you, I have read a couple books where people are like, I was just bawling, I was crying, and that didn't happen with me. So we will see. I will let you know. I might just be numb to things right now, but looking forward to reading this one. Number 3 is one that I might be reading between November and December. This is called 100 Ways to Change Your Life by Liz Moody. I didn't pick this book out. My work is doing a book club right now, and they sent this. Anyone interested in doing the book club sent this to us to read, and then we're gonna like talk about it over the next couple of months. So I got a free book. It's hardback. It's not gonna hurt me to learn 100 ways how to change my life, and it'll get me out of work for a little bit while we're discussing the book. So I'm pretty excited though. I thought that was kind of cool. And yeah, so Liz Moody, I don't know anything about her either. She's also got a podcast. That's what she's known for as well. So I'm excited to check this out. It's not my typical, I don't do self-help books very much because that's just too much thinking, if you know what I mean. Last but not least, I am on this book right now, and I got this book from the Book of the Month Club. I decided to do the Book of the Month Club and see what I thought about it. So I did this. I've had this for over a month now, way before the RV and all of that. when I was watching that YouTuber, Kristen, she had a link where if you signed up under her link, you got to start the subscription, the monthly subscription for $5. So I got a hardback book in here for $5. And I was pretty excited about it. Excuse me, I'm gonna take a sip of coffee. So I signed up for it, got the first book for $5, and I was pretty excited about it. I love hardback books. Something like this, I'll get it when you get a deal. Most of the time I will buy the paperback though. But when I did sign up, they did give me a link to share with you guys. So if you're interested in signing up, I think you can sign up for $5 also for your first month. And then after that, I think it's like $12.99 or $16.99 a month. And the longer that you're with them, the kind of better deals that you get. So I'm pretty excited about it. So I did get this one. So in the box was cute. You get like a little pamphlet talking about it, but you also get a bookmark. And I use these. I mean, someday I'll get something fancy and maybe a booklight or something, but I'll use it and then I'll throw it away when I'm done. But they usually give you like 3 or 4 options to choose from. Which book do you want? And I chose this one. I saw this everywhere on TikTok, and it's by Frida McFadden, The Boyfriend it's called. And I love it because it's, you know, it's for the book of the month, and then on the back of it, it also has that too. So I'm pretty excited about this because it's kind of like a thriller. If you've read any Frida McFadden books, she wrote The Housemaid, I think it's called, and then there's a ton of series, a ton of books after that in that series. I read the first one and really good, probably a 4 out of 5 for me. I did not put it down. I finished it in one day. It didn't gut me, but it did kind of throw me for a loop, and I kind of like that too. So I was pretty excited. So I thought definitely I would try this because that's a pretty big name author as part of the Book of the Month Club. So this one is pretty interesting. I just barely started. My interest is already peaked, but it's, yeah, a murder mystery kind of thing. So very excited about that. So those are the books that I am planning on reading in November. Pretty excited about it. And if you're interested in doing Book of the Month, it'll be down there as well for you to try. So, oh, and if you want to try it and you want to help me, start up my book collection again, if you sign up with my link, excuse me, I'll get a free book. I'll get a free credit added to my account. So I think that's pretty cool too. And another great thing about it is you can bump it to the next month if you don't want to do it for 1 month, which I might be doing that just because we've got a lot going on right now. But I did do my November book choice already. That should be here any day. So I will show that next month and show you what I got in it. But that is my review. So much, my very first book talk video. Tell me what you think down below. It's my first time doing it. I think maybe next time I will write some more notes out and give you a little bit more of a synopsis on each individual book without giving away spoilers. But yeah, I will maybe list them down below if you would like, and let me know. I really want to know this. What is the very best book that you have ever read that just sticks with you, kind of like mine, which was Hopeless by Colleen Hoover? Let me know down below because I'm always looking for really good recommendations, and I want to know what moved you and just has stuck with you after you read it. So that is it. I hope you liked this video. Please make sure you hit that like button, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.